Yo, big up yourselves and welcome back. No video last week because I was subcontracting and young Scotty is off ill. He was taken into hospital last week and he hasn't been very well at all. So leave him a little message, get well soon in the comments. I'm sure he'll love that if he watches it. If not, I'll text him and say just read the comments. Leave it playing in the background just to get the view. You know what I mean? Today we are on a job. It's not we, it's me. I'm on a job doing 2 bedrooms. So we're adding some lights above bedside tables, light switches, sockets, things like that. But I'll show you more when we get in there. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Tradify, which is our job management app that we use to run our business. It's fantastic, it really is. If you haven't tried it, check out the link in the description and just have a go. 14-day trial, no card, no nothing like that. You don't need registration, you don't need to pay anything. Just check it out. It is really good for all your invoicing, quoting, customer databases, prices from the wholesalers. It's awesome and it's constantly getting updated. So every month, every 2 months, something like that, you do get new updates come through, which as and when they do come through, I will tell you about them if I like them. Like the text messaging, I'm really a big fan of that, because obviously people don't read their emails all the time, but they do look at their phone. Get you paid faster. Nice. So yeah, come on, we'll get inside. Run the ting. So in this first bedroom, as you can see, the customers marked the bed out for us. Nice, perfect. So yeah, the bed's there. You've got a little bedside table there, bedside table there. What we're going to be doing is the socket this side, socket that side, dimmer switch there, roughly there above the bed table, and then there's going to be pendants hanging down from the ceiling. This is the pendant they've drawn out. That's the height that they want the pendants at. So top of it level with the top of the headboard. Same that side. So first thing I've done, set the laser up with the existing sockets down here. So that's the centre of our socket, and then that's the centre of the bedside table. So I'm going to get rid of this socket now. We've put the stud buddy up, and there is a stud right where we want the switch. There's one here as well. But yeah, so I'll get rid of that, cut our box out for the socket, cut our box out for the switch, and then we can fish cables. All the walls are stud walls, so as long as we can avoid the studs, we should be fine. This one, I think we're going to have to notch the stud out a little bit and probably fit a metal back box just so we can get it in, because it's right in the middle, right where we want it. So yeah, start taking the sockets off, we'll mark them up, and then we'll move over to this side. So we've got the 2 boxes cut out for this side now. That's our light switch dimmer. That's our socket. As you can see, I have the joist there, so what we'll do is probably notch that out and then put a metal box on there. Luckily, this one is just on the edge, so I can fix a screw in there from the fast fix box, and that'll fit nicely. So we've got the same again over there, and then what I'm probably going to have to do is cut a little patch out there, same above there, so that we can fish the cables into the loft. Keep saying we, I'm on my own. There's no we, it's me. But yeah, I'll get that cut out now. So I've notched this and cut this out now. Hopefully we can get a metal knockout box into there, and then that one fits nicely. So I'll go and get a metal box off the van, check that out. I've checked the studs over there, there's no studs in the way here, so we can get the light switch chopped in and socket chopped in on a double fast fix. So these boxes now are all cut out and ready. I've had to cut a hole there because there's a support going across, and then I've had to cut it out at the top because the same again, there's a joist going across the top of the ceiling. But luckily there is cable coming down anyway in all of them, so all we've got to do is get a 1.5 from there up into the ceiling and then to that X where the pendant's going to be going. Same that side, straight up, out the light switch, through the joists to the X there. So I'll get them drilled out now and then I will go up into the loft. So because I'm on my own, just to make it easier for me, I'm going to put a piece up where the switch is dropping, because it's only going from here to here. So I'll put that piece up there, leave enough on it to get down there, and obviously leave enough on it to get to the switch. Then I'm going to cut it, do the same that side, so I've only got to go up the loft once for this bit. I'll poke them down there, and then with the drum, I'll leave it just poking through one of the pendants, just to take a feed over to the next one. That way I've only got to go up once more just to get a feed from the centre light over to the pendant. So I'll get this in and then jump up the loft. BRB.
A few moments later.
Just to show you quickly where I've cut that single box in, and it's right next to the joist. What I'm going to do is cut the wing off there with the multi-tool, and then bang a screw straight through the side, whichever side it is, straight into the wood just to hold the eye in place. So get that cut off, get it in. So first fix of the room is near enough done now. We've got a feed that comes up and over to that pendant there. It then goes off to there to feed that one. So then we've got switch wire down to the switch, and switch wire down to that switch. This socket here I'm going to get disconnected when the power's off, get it through there, through the joist, and then a double knockout box will go in there. That side I've put 2 new legs through to the fast fix, come through the joist there, and then they're into here, which is where I'm going to do a little joint onto the ring, get rid of that socket, and just join onto our new cables going over to there. So then, whoops, just drop the microphone. Then I'll get pendant on there, I'll show you when I've done, and then they can just be connected into there, into the permanent live and neutral, to feed our new places. Nice. The customers supplied the sockets and things, where are they? So they've got BG Slim, double USB, fast charge sockets, I think. No, they're not, but there's USB-C, USB-A, and then they've got dimmers for by the bed for our new lights. Same the other side. Nice. I'll get this second fixed and then show you. I just thought I'd show you quickly how we connect up dimmers, switches, things like that. Normally, we take, if you watch the previous videos, we take a feed down to the light switch, and obviously at the connection of the pendant or light, all you've got then is your live, neutral and earth. But in here, because we've fished down the walls, I just thought it was easier to wire straight to the pendant and then just have your switch wire coming down. So in here, we have got our brown from this twin and earth, which will be our permanent live, and then our blue, which we've sleeved brown, will be our switch wire back up and into the fitting. So when we do wire things like this, or when we wire switches, our 2 with no markings on are our feed in and feed out, and then our switch live, we just put a couple of nicks on like that just to identify it, so we know when we're stripping that down, we know which is which. So basically in this, we'll have our 2 permanent lives in with our brown from our switch wire, and then the neutrals will all go together out of that into the neutral of our light fitting, and then the neutral from this twin and earth, well, the blue, will be over sleeve brown, and that'll be our feed into our actual light fitting. So sleeve the blue, sorry, and that'll be our live at the light, and the neutrals will be out of that, and obviously all the earths together. I just thought I'd show you that because I'm not sure if I've shown it you before. So all we've got to do now, bend that down a little bit and just dress it in nicely, and then screw it back into the fast fix box. Nice. We've got the sound to do over there. I've already stripped and sleeved and doubled them over there. So that's going to be the switch for there. From this one, we've only got 1 feed in, so that one's not marked, and then our switch wire is marked. Same again, browns will all go together. Blue out of that one will be our neutral for our light, and the blue out of that one will be sleeve brown for our live, if that makes sense. So for this room now, it's done, first, second fix. That's the feed into our light. I've got to move this pendant over a bit, but I'll wait till I go up the loft into the next room. But I'll show you what I've done. So this dimmer on this side of the bed is going to be operating that one on its own, that dimmer for that one, and then we've got USB charge sockets either side of the bed. The customers measured them out so they fit nicely in between the sideboards that they're having, so there's a little space underneath the top where the sockets fit. Nice. Yeah, nice. There's a few patches that they need to do, but I'll save the bits, leave them in a pile down in the corner when I'm tidying up so they can just filming and that, but I'll show you next door. So in the second room, we've got this again. So they've marked out the headboard for us, which is nice. The blue lines are the top of the side tables. So then we're going to put a dimmer that side again, and then the same light fittings, which are going to go off there. They're not having a socket this side. I've just swapped that one for a new one, and then these are white plastic going in here, just so they match. So basically what I'm going to do is measure off that line, set the laser up across, cut a box out there, same distance there, box out there, and then fish up hopefully into the ceiling space. I've looked above and there is a joist that goes across the top, so again I'm going to have to just chop the tops out, drill up into the loft for us to get our cable through. So this should be nice. Look at that little dimmer. Nice. What I'll do first is get the stud buddy again, find out where they are, find out if it's safe for me to cut a hole, and then blast up with our cable. I think we've got to swap this as well. Not sure, can't remember, but we have got to swap that and just put a pendant up with that nice little lampshade over it. Nice. Go and get the tools in and have a tidy up next door and crack on in here. So in this second room now, first and second fixed, we've got pendant hanging from the ceiling, dimmer switch just above the bedside table, same this side, same, nice. I've got to swap that back for a pendant and wire our new cable in, and then we are putting a socket in this wall here. So fished up, there was a stud there, I'm going to have to drill through that, and then I'm going to have to cut the tops out again for that. Customer's just in the loft helping me move some of the stuff because there's some racking and things above here. So we'll get feed off that now, straight up into the loft, and then I think we're going to go over, back down there. I'll take the patch off that I've put on there, take that back off, and then fish back down to the bottom to the socket, and I'll take a feed off there. Nice. So it'll just be a radial off the ring, straight over the loft, back down, feeding our new socket there, which is going to sit inside this little shoe rack thing here. Nice. So the final piece of the puzzle now is obviously connecting up the new lights that we've done. I've done it next door, put a new pendant up, finished that socket that I was doing. This pendant here, I'm going to be moving to this cross here. I've been upstairs in the loft and some of the cables come from left, some of them come from right. So what I'm going to do to make it easier for myself is connect on a pendant. So connect this up to a pendant, push this side into the loft, and then I'm going to go up into the loft, disconnect this one, get all the cables together, put them in a Wago box, and then just have your one twin earth coming out the ceiling to the centre light. Just to make it easier, because I'm on my own. Come back soon. So as you can see, if I move, pendant's up, there's the existing cables. To make it so I know what's what in the loft, I've cut the end off the switch wire, just so when I pull them up, I know which is which, I know what's going in the loop, I know what's going in the live, and then I'm going to be connecting up our new lights also, and then squeezing them into a little Wago box. So yeah, I'll go up the loft again for the 5th time. So that is me done, another job finished. They're going to send me some pictures when that's done, because I think it's going to look really nice. They're having like a gold white wallpaper down the back. It's going to look nice. I think so anyway. So yeah, big up everybody for watching. Again, thank you very much for the support that you're giving us. Obviously, if you haven't already, press that subscribe button. We're continually growing, we're trying, and we want to be up there. We do, very much so. Leave a little comment if you haven't already. About what you think, what you do differently, things like that. Obviously, it's a lot harder on my own. I did not understand how hard it was. Even things like walking to the van and that, I don't know how people do it. Been to the van about 15 times. Been up the loft about 6. A job like that would probably take us half a day, both of us. I'm here. It's 4:30 now and I've just finished, just wrapped up. Come back soon, Scott, please. Leave him some little get well messages down below. Also, big up Tradify for sponsoring the video. Check out the link in the description for your free 14-day trial. Obviously, if you like it, use code JARC50 for 50% off your first 3 months. Big up yourselves. See you later. Say bye, Jim. Because Scott's not here. He doesn't even talk. See you later. Ta-ra.